Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So we've been doing quite a bit of MSQ lately, and it occurred to me that I have been neglecting to do our roulettes. And that's just wasted XP. So before we go ahead and continue with Benfilia's quest, let's go ahead and level something else. Just for one dungeon. Let's see. What should we do? We could do monk. I don't want to do rogue because we haven't turned into the next class yet. Let's do scholar. No, not scholar. Let's do summoner. I haven't really learned scholar healing yet. Whereas I vaguely recall how to play this class. Although apparently I haven't reset the bars since we did our last since we changed how we handled this. And so it's all, well, not completely wrong, but it's in many ways wrong. So energy drain, ether charge, ruin, Efreet. What other abilities do I need to put on a bar? I've got Aegis there. The mana one, right? Yeah. But I can probably get away with not having that for now. I need to get Titan. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and try that. So, just a random duty. There's a bit of a wait time, so we'll spend it by not doing hunts. Because we are level 39, and of course have already done all our hunts. That's a shame. Do I have any maps? This is level 45, this is level 50. Full party 8 players. What about in my inventory? Another level 45. I don't think we can do that one yet. We'll have to wait. But what should I do for 10 minutes? I don't know. I guess we just go farm or do some fates. Just for a little bit. So we're 39. It's too much. Okay, we need to get out. Try up an Ishgard. And Kurthus, I should say. $47 is too high. That would be perfect. Been a while since we've been a summoner. Like, I think this was the last place we did it. We were we farmed here until we out leveled the MSQ. Like, MSQ was 36 or something, and we were at 39, and we said, "Oh, time to switch." Let's make sure to get our chocobo out too. All right. See if I remember to play this game. Or this class. Clearly I don't, because I didn't use either charge. This enemy is surprisingly difficult. Maybe my gear sucks. Oh, someone else is helping. That's nice of them. Perfect. Okay, this one is 38, 40, but that one's almost done. Another one almost done. This one's got some time. And there's someone else even doing stuff. Ah, let's get to the side. We're taking too many. Ah, poor Quez, done. Still number 34 on the list. This is taking a while. I've been spoiled by queuing as healer or tank for a while now. That's possible. That one way out there near Snowcloak. Ah, it's a big gator. This one hits harder than the bird. But is not anywhere near as tanky. Alright, we'll just wait for the next one to go. Or maybe we'll play some triple triad. Oh, I have to play this one first. Interesting. I have to play this one first, yeah. Wow, that's a weird rule set. Try again. I don't have many good cards that are going up. Like it's ending up in the same order each time. I think the cards must be randomized, but the order we draw them in, I mean. Alright, we're 3 in line. Let's not do that. There we go. Level 16. Oh, this is fine. It's like appropriate to our level even, almost. God, I don't remember doing a dungeon on this class. I'm sure I have, but not many. Why did I got a big speed increase? Some sort of a buff. I need to get a multi-target version of our Instacast. Oops. Good deal. All the way up to 41. Let me just mess with something. It feels like the game is a little loud. I'm not quite sure how to fix it. Because I keep on messing with like the music volume, but it doesn't seem to actually get quieter. Look, I've got the music volume down at 45 compared to the voices. Does it feel that way? It doesn't feel that way to me. It still feels pretty damn loud. Oh well. Okay, well, let's go back to doing our MSQ. Oh wait, no. First of all, extract. Switch back to White Mage. Oh wait, no. I'm forgetting. There's two. We can't just do a leveling, we also have to do a guild test. That'll be quick though. Anything I need to kill around here? Snow wolves and watch wolves. And apparently mud puppies? They weren't on my recommendations. Huh. Maybe the game thinks it's too high for me to be able to kill yet. Well, before we switch back, I'm just gonna kill these guys right here. Alright. Back to MSQ. Let me turn it in general down just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason I'm having some troubles with the audio lately. Oops. Look at all these people in blue now we have. Alright, Ophelia, what do you have for us now? Try as I might, I cannot shake a creeping sense of dark foreboding. But it avails us not to fret about the unknown. We must concentrate instead on the problems of the present. The primals have been relatively quiet of late. The beast tribes who summon them are under constant surveillance by the grand companies. Should any suspicious activity be afoot, you may be certain we will hear of it. Until such time as a permanent solution to the primal problem has been found, we can do little but wait and observe. As for the Asians, Urianger is wholly dedicated to finding the means by which we may defeat the dark beings. Let us pray for good tidings on that front. But all of this you knew already. Let us speak then of more current matters, in particular, the state of the Crystal Braves. Alphino did well to found the organization, but ensuring its smooth operation is another matter entirely. Though I doubt not that he's doing his best, I felt a helping hand or two would not go astray. To this end, I offered to send one of the Archons to assist him, but he declined. You know how he can be, independent to a fault, singularly loath to accept help. Save, of course, when that help comes from you. Alphino has entrusted countless matters of import to your care in the past, and I believe he would not hesitate to do so again, were you to offer. I would be most grateful if you go to him and support him in whatever manner you are able. It was right here, but everyone moved. Alfie! What is it, yea? And to be concise, I'm rather busy. You'd rather lend a hand. I see. Now that you mention it, there is a matter that wants for attention. Given its sensitive nature, I was hesitant to entrust it to my braves, but the demands upon my time are such that I had little choice. Which is not to say my men want for labor. Though we are but newly formed, there is already great demand for our services, and we are hard-pressed to answer all petitions. But I digress. The fact is, I would sooner attend to this particular matter myself, but my presence is required elsewhere. That being the case, I have entrusted its resolution to my second-in-command, Captain Ilberd. Tell him I sent you, and he will furnish you with the particulars. My thanks in advance here.
Hail to you, sire. How might we serve you? Commander Leveilleur bade you serve us? These are welcome tidings indeed. Given the sensitive nature of the task, I could not rely on one of my own. That which I'm about to tell you, I tell you in the strictest confidence. Some days ago, we received certain documents from an anonymous source. They notified us of the presence of a Garlean agent within the ranks of one of the Grand Companies. Following some discreet inquiries, we identified a suspect among the Immortal Flames, whom we detained for questioning. Alas, the man was not our agent. He was but one of many men in the agent's employ. We pressed the traitor for a name, but he had none to give. He claims never to have met his master, whom he knows only as the Ivy. He was, however, certain that this Ivy had coiled itself around every part of the Immortal Flames. It would seem our quarry joined the company some time ago, and gradually recruited others to his cause. These conspirators are the vines by which he learns our secrets, all without exposing himself. It won't be easy to identify the Ivy amidst this tangled mass of subterfuge, but we have a tendril in our hands, and we shall follow it all the way to the gnarled root. Now, much as I would prefer to proceed with due discretion, circumstances demand that this matter be settled post-haste. Garlemald's War of Succession nears its end, and it is feared that the Empire will soon resume its march on Eorzea. When it does, we can ill afford to have traitors in our midst. The Ivy must be rooted out now. We must begin by apprising General Roban of our findings. I would ask that you accompany me to the Hall of Flames, and remain on hand to see that things go smoothly. Assuming the Ivy's tendrils are as widespread as we believe, he will be aware that an investigation is underway, and if that is the case, he may well move against us. We must be prepared for anything, while taking care not to betray our purposes by seeming prepared. A simple enough task for a one-woman army like you.
Such flattery. Alright, back to Wada.
Well, well. What brings you here, my friend?
She is here at my behest. Greetings, Roban. It has been a while.
Hilbert, you old scoundrel. When they told me you'd be visiting, I scarce believed my ears. But look at you! The honored captain of the Crystal Bloody Braves. Who'd have imagined, eh?
Not many, but fewer still would have imagined your destiny lay in politics, old friend.
Aye. We've both come far, have we not? Lest you wonder, Hilbert and I go back a long way. We've been friends and rivals since we were lads. The last time we saw each other, Alamigo had just fallen, so you can guess how many summers it's been. And in all that time, not a word from the fool.
Ah, well, my dealings tended toward the modest and mundane, unlike some I could mention. As I hear it, no sooner did you reach Thanalan than the brass blades clapped you in irons and dragged you off to die on the blood sands. Being a stubborn sort, you won 1,000 matches and earned yourself a place in the people's hearts while you were about it. Then, with your mountain of prize money, you bought the Colosseum and secured a seat on the Syndicate. Those balls, brother! Rags to riches does not do it justice. You're a hero to the common man.
Pah! Spare me. I am no hero. If anyone is worthy of that title, it's our friend here. Next to her, I'm little more than a glorified butcher. But you, Wilbert, you sell yourself short. By all accounts, you are an adventurer of some standing.
I like to think that I did my part for the greater good. But if you're no hero, then I'm no adventurer, not in this company. Anyway. I have tidings.
So there has been progress. I've let it be known that this meeting is a reunion between old friends. None will give your visit a second thought. To convene elsewhere would only attract attention. Let us speak here, in plain view of all. So it is we who have been compromised. Teleji Adeleji's machinations have shaken Ul'dah to her foundations. In such uncertain times, a man's loyalty may be bought for a fistful of gil. But if this snake has truly been in our midst for as long as you say, we must needs consider a far graver possibility. Conspiracy. Could it be that the Monetarists have been in league with the Empire from the first? Very well. I will have my most trusted men investigate the matter. Continue your inquiries in the meantime. It does me well to see you again, old friend. When next we meet, let it be over a flagon of ale.
I look forward to it. Let us reminisce of bygone days, and drink to the future of our homeland. Flame General. You wear the mantle well, old friend. I must work hard if I'm to keep up. Well, it would seem your services were not required after all. I dare say we have Roban's prudence to thank for that. Still, I was glad of your presence. My thanks, Scion.
Next to people like them, I have to, we feel so damn short. What is that one? RPR. Reaper. I mean, my shoulders are even with his waist, almost. Anyway. Our hunt for the Ivy begins in earnest, Scion. Suffice to say, we must tread warily. One misstep may well cost us our lives. Our business here is concluded for the time being. Let's return to the Rising Stones and Commander Leveilleur. Again, this is the type of quest you would never see in Warcraft. All we did in that quest was we traveled to a city that we already explored and done quests in, talked to a dude, got some story, and came home. No fighting, no items, nothing. No actual gameplay. Pure story. But that's what drives this game and makes it better. Y'shtola moved. She was sitting right there for a moment ago. No, she's not here. Lots of people are not here. This place is really slimmed down. Maybe we're about to have a big meeting? We're returned from Ul'dah, Commander. Not a moment too soon. Something's happened. Trouble? You'll recall that the Fourth was tasked with reconnoitering the rendezvous site used by the Ivy's minion and his Imperial contacts. Soon after you left, we received word the unit was ambushed en route to its destination. That's damn it. According to the report, one of ours has been taken captive. The Garleans are not wont to treat their foemen with dignity, and I have grave fears for her safety. We must dispatch a rescue party. Recall those braves who are afield. Begging your pardons, Commander, but we have not the time. I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more, Scion. An ill-prepared rescue party will only serve to provide Guardians with more captives. Yet time is of the essence. Simply put, you're the best chance we have. Captain Ilbert has the right of it. I trust you're willing, but of course you are. Alian of the Fourth lies in wait in the Tangle, near the entrance to Castrum Sentry. Seek her out, and she will apprise you of the situation. The game is a curious mix of voice acting and not voice acting. Like, I would have assumed that would be voice acted, but it wasn't. And then there's other times where we're just talking around, sitting around talking, and it is. I'm never quite sure. Like, well, at this point, like, I think we're gonna go talk to this person, and it will not be voice acting, because this is not an important person, and we're not even in an area that we're not like at the Waking Sands or Rising Stones or anything. They'll just give me a quick little text, and then we'll go and kill some things. You'd aid us in the rescue mission. We're in your debt, Warrior of Light. Time is against us. Allow me to brief you on the situation. The Guardians fell upon us without warning, wounding poor Resh and hauling her away to the castrum yonder. Outnumbered as we were, it was all we could do to flee and regroup. Even as we speak, the Guardians may be interrogating Resh, or worse. With her hurts, I fear she will not long survive their attentions. We must rescue her without delay. Our order may yet be in its infancy, but the bond that binds us is strong as mithril. None of us will stand by while comrade suffers. We, the remnants of the Fourth, will infiltrate Castrum Sentry. Please help us find Resh before it's too late. Nah. Where am I? Resh, thank the gods we found you. And thank you, Warrior of Light. Now to quit this accursed place. Resh cannot move with those wounds. She'll need to be carried out. I believe a diversion's in order. Might we trouble you to provide one? Given your reputation, I suspect the Guardians will be only happy to grant you their undivided attention. If you were to create a commotion within the castrum, we should be able to steal away unnoticed. Whoa. Alright, let's clear this area a little before. Otherwise we'll get like too many ads. I sense the presence of a powerful mark. But I don't know where they are. So, sadly. Oh. I like the Guardian music. Or at least the castrum music, I suppose it is. Oh, you're not gonna make me kill this stupid mud puppy over and over again, are you? God damn it. I've waited your return most anxiously, my friend. You've done us a great service. Thanks to your aid, our comrade Resh is safe, and we suffered no further casualties. Words cannot express my gratitude. All that's left is to report the mission's success. A little bit of conversation, a little bit of fighting, some rah-rah, we're a good group. And now, the meat of the matter, I'm hoping. Or maybe it's time for some more chit-chat if they want to keep on building tension. Yeah, all the scions are out. Except for Alfie. Ida and all those. It does me well to see you thus returned. I doubt not your prowess. Entering an enemy's stronghold is generally considered to be a risky venture. I must confess to having been a trifle anxious. But here you are, hale and whole, having succeeded in your mission as is your wont. Lest you wonder, the woman you rescued is being cared for by the Domans. Thanks to their expert ministrations, the danger is past. You have my gratitude, yet. You know, that is a thing. I mean, when we first came here to go and take over, to infiltrate Custom Sentry, there was a huge quest chain to get into it. Like, we had to scout their base like 4 or 5 times. We stole uniforms. We had to set up a trap to take away their armor, to take away their, to get more disguising, to get that match deck armor. We had to set up a diversion to lure away their forces, and only then were we able to go in. I just kind of flew right in there and killed a bunch. It's a very big difference from earlier in the story. Allow me to thank you also, Scion. Resh owes you her life. We escaped with minimal casualties this time, but can ill afford to be caught off guard again. The Empire is not an opponent to be trifled with. As you say, Commander, I'll see to it the men keep their wits about them. And it may yet take time, but I will not rest until we've identified and apprehended the Ivy. I have every confidence you'll succeed, Captain. As for you, I realize you have scarce caught your breath, but there's no rest for the weary. I require that you accompany me to Kurthis. I've been granted an audience with Nishgardian dignitary, you see. The man expressly requested your presence. Do not look so surprised. You should be familiar with the trappings of fame by now. We'll depart when you are ready. So back to Ishgard. We've been blessed with a rare opportunity, an audience with an ambassador of the Holy See of Ishgard. We're to treat with Sir Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, in Camp Dragonhead. It's considered a great honor to serve the Holy See directly as a Temple Knight. Needless to say, their leader wields tremendous political influence. We'd be wise to court his favor. For that reason, I consider your attendance essential. If Sir Aymeric wishes to meet the woman behind the legend, I do not deny him the pleasure of your company. The antecedent should see the wisdom of this plan when you request your permission to accompany me to Kurthis. I don't know, I mean, the way Alfie talks sometimes, he's awfully arrogant. He just kind of assumes you're going to do what he tells you to do. He doesn't ask. He says, when you go and talk to Minfilia and say this thing to her, then I'm sure she'll understand. Like, by the way, go and do that. Anyway, mayhap you feel this to be a waste of your talents, which could doubtless be put to nobler use? If so, I should remind you, more good can be accomplished with a stroke of a pen than the thrust of a sword. On my summoner, a book is more powerful than a sword. That's kind of like what they're saying, right? Minfilia, Alfie needs me to do something. He's being a bit of a snot about it, though. A meeting with an Ishgardian ambassador. By all means, I think it's a wonderful idea. We've received no reports of etheric disturbances or unusual beast tribe activity. If Alphino believes your presence may help him to secure more favorable terms, I see no reason to deny him. See, I would have guessed almost anything that this would be voice acted, but it's not. Antecedent, I take it Ye has explained the situation? She has. Yet welcome though these overtures are, I cannot help but wonder what prompted them. The Ishgardians have spurned all contact with other city-states for decades. Why reach out now? Would that I knew. The question of their motives is one to which I have given no small amount of thought. I know no more than is generally known. The notoriously reclusive nation of Ishgard, situated at the center of Abalathia's spine. Ruled by the Ishgardian Orthodox Church, at the head of which presides the Archbishop. Members of the original Eorzean alliance formed in the wake of Aldemigo's fall some 2 decades ago. Friends of convenience, who withdrew from the alliance as soon as the Imperial fleet was routed at the Battle of Silver Tear Skies. Since which time their borders have remained closed to all outsiders. They've rejected every one of their former allies' calls to reopen dialogue, turning a deaf ear to their neighbors' pleas, even when the calamity loomed large. And on the fields of Carteneau, where brave men and women laid down their lives in defense of the realm, their banners were conspicuously absent. I have tried to convince Ishgard to rejoin the alliance at every opportunity. I have explained over and over again that unless Eorzea stands united, we cannot hope to preserve our freedom. One by one our nations will fall, as once fell Aldemigo. And what have mine efforts yielded? Naught. Surely this can be considered a step in the right direction? I should hope so. Rather than the lowly messengers we've been fobbed off with in the past, this time we shall meet with a man of some genuine influence. Of course, I'm not so naive as to think they came to us out of the goodness of their hearts. We have something they desire, though I've yet to find out what. But such is the nature of diplomacy. They'll bring their agendas to the negotiating table, and so will I, along with a handful of incontrovertible truths. The Empire will soon be at our doorstep once more. Indeed, you may be assured I'll expound upon this point and others. Let us depart for Camp Dragonhead. Our old friend Lord Hashafant is expecting us. Since our quest to recover the Enterprise, I understand you further ingratiated yourself with the man. Excellent work. His fondness may prove useful to our cause. Our House for Tom buddies. You know, it just occurred to me. Kurthis is probably the single largest zone that we've been in. It's huge, right? It's like almost like 4 small zones that are all connected into one big zone. And then look at the next one. I mean, even Kurthis has little areas that are split off from each other. There's a real obvious flow to it. This zone is huge. Anyway. Bum, bum. Ever a welcome sight. Our hearths have been stoked to blazing in preparation for your arrival. It would not do for such a distinguished personage to catch cold whilst enjoying our hospitality. The gesture is much appreciated. I fear I shall ever struggle in cold climes. Ah, good Master Alphinaud, an honor as always. Likewise, Lord Hashafont. Forgive us yet another imposition. I fear we've relied overmuch on your aid since you generously assisted us in locating the Enterprise. Nonsense. Any debts incurred have long since been repaid. Besides, who can say what the future may bring? House Fortin may even seek the aid of your newly formed Crystal Braves. In any case, I am simply delighted that the Holy See is at last willing to grant you an audience. No doubt your discoveries at Snowcloak helped to justify the decision. This recent resurgence in heretical activity is of grave concern to us all. But to the matter at hand. Sir Aymeric has arrived in Camp Dragonhead, and I'm told he's eager to meet with you at your first convenience. You're doubtless weary from your journey and desirous to rest by the warmth of our hearth. Oops. But if you're willing to forgo such comforts, pray inform the knight stationed outside the intercessory. He'll grant you entrance and send word to the other attendees. As inviting as your hearth sound, I think it best we proceed to the intercessory forthwith. We've been expecting you, madam. Take your ease inside, and I shall summon the others.
Have faith, my friend. You need only state your case with confidence and clarity.
Commander Leveilleur, it is both an honor and a pleasure to meet you. I am Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights.
Alphinaud Leveilleur, at your service. Your reputation precedes you, Sir Aymeric. I think we will find that we have much in common.
Speaking of reputations, yours towers over us all. Does it not?
It does indeed, Lord Commander.
I am not too proud to admit that I have followed your activities with an interest bordering on fascination. Full glad was I to learn that you would be joining us. Now then, shall we begin?
We know full well that the Garleans will return in force ere long. What is more, we have yet to achieve a lasting victory over the primal menace. The beast tribes continue to summon their gods, and each incarnation is stronger than the last. Ishgard is not immune to these threats. I must reiterate that it would behoove your nation to rejoin the Eorzean Alliance.
Once again, I must respectfully disagree.
On what grounds?
Despite their presence in Kurthus, the Ixal do not concern us. Their territorial claims pertain to Gridanian lands, and it is the people of Gridania whom they harry. Consequently, the Holy See judges this to be a Gridanian affair, and Ishgard does not intervene in the internal affairs of other nations. Even were that not the case, our forces are wholly committed to the Dravanian conflict. We have not the knights to spare. As for the Garleans, we are not ignorant of history. We have observed the rise and expansion of the Empire, and we agree that it is only a matter of time before they resume their campaign in Eorzea.
Then surely it would be in our best interests to present a united front.
Mayhap one day, but not yet. Gaius van Belsar is dead, and the legion of conscripts he left behind lacks the will to fight. We think it highly unlikely that they will emerge from behind the walls of their castra for some time.
Forgive me, but if Ishgard's position has not changed, why did you agree to this meeting?
It was not only as a representative of Ishgard that I came here.
Pardon?
It is not within my power to change Ishgardian policy, regardless of my personal feelings. There is, however, one area in which I may exert a measure of influence. Concerns have been raised over the supplies House Fortin has offered to Revenant's Toll. These have led to calls for restrictions on the provision of aid to foreign powers. I can ensure that the shipments continue unabated.
Sir Aymeric, we would be in your debt.
No, you would not, for I require something in exchange. Of late, there has been a flurry of Dravanian activity, the purpose of which was not immediately clear. However, our astrologians have since observed alarming changes in the heavens. The dragon star waxes unnaturally bright, and there are whispers that it portends the resurrection of Midgard-Sorma.
The fallen guardian of Silvertear Falls? That's absurd.
Full many times have I gazed upon the dragon's corpse still wound around the Agrius, and wondered how different our world might be if it yet lived to plague the skies. I do not know, and I do not wish to know, nor does any son of Ishgard. Yet the mere presence of Dravanian forces is not sufficient grounds to send knights to Mordona, whatever our astrologians say. As I told you before, we have not the forces to spare.
But we do. So you will intervene on our behalf if we agree to watch over the Keeper of the Lake.
Do you accept these terms?
I do. I will see that you are kept abreast of any developments. I regret that we could not come to a similar agreement on other matters, but I understand that you are not at liberty to make such decisions. Nevertheless, I hope that what we have accomplished here today will serve to demonstrate to your countrymen that we can work together towards a common goal. Mayhap one day we shall look back on this moment as the first step towards a united Eorzea.
Mayhap we shall, Commander.
What is the meaning of this?
The caravan, my lord. It's been attacked. It was Iceheart, my lord.
What? By the Fury! All our precautions were for naught?
I do think it's funny that they have chainmail on their ears. Like, I don't know, I kind of think that if you were to hit a sword against their ear, it would just bend. I think it's kind of silly looking, but that's okay. Just when we were starting to make progress. To make matters worse, the caravan they spoke of was bound for Revenant's Toll of all places. Were I so inclined, I should think the gods were conspiring against us. Happily, I am not. I would know more of this attack. Let's speak with Lord Hashafant and find out what he has learned. My sincerest apologies for the interruption, my friends. The situation is such that we must act swiftly. If you'd be so kind as to elaborate. Iceheart's heretics fell upon the caravan bound for Revenant's Toll as it was passing through Boulder Downs. It was an ambush, swift and ruthless. In an instant every knight was slain, every crate seized. As quickly as they appeared, they were gone. It would be an impossible feat without knowledge of the route, knowledge which only a select few were privy, I assume. Quite. We could pursue that avenue of inquiry in due course. It seems to me examining the scene should be our first concern. She has really big shoulders. The trail is yet warm. We must act swiftly, as Lord Hashafant said, lest crucial evidence be lost. You have a knack for discerning hidden truths, eh? Why don't you go and inspect the ambush in person? An excellent idea. Inform my men of your intent upon arrival, and they'll gladly share their findings. Here it is. Move along, adventurer. There's nothing. Oh! Lord Hashafant bid you speak with us? Then you must speak. Beg pardon, scion. As you can see, they left nary a crate behind. Tipped the wagon for good measure, even. Whole thing's a bit odd, if you ask me. Would have been easier just to steal it, though a damn sight harder to conceal it, I'll allow. Reckon they came prepared, probably with wagons of their own, hidden away off. But pay no heed to my ramblings. Absent of proof, 'tis naught but speculation. Might be as the squire receiving care at the observatorium could tell you something more factual, if he's awake. Unlike myself, he was there during the attack. Not that his presence amounted to much. There you are. You come to ask about the attack, have you? We came upon them before the entrance to the Hall of Seven Echoes. Pilgrims, we marked them, lost and ill-equipped for a journey further north. Our leader called out to them, and one stepped forward to answer. Slowly she approached, her silver hair flowing in the wind like melting snow. Just a young girl, I thought, some poor lost lamb in search of salvation. Our leader must have thought the same, else why would he let her draw so close? They exchanged some words I couldn't hear, and she leaned forward as if to kiss his cheek. Then he sighed and crumpled to the ground. I didn't know what had happened till I saw the snow turn red. Then there was red everywhere I looked. I tried to fight, but took a blow to the head, and by the time I came to, the others were dead. The heretics were unloading the wagon. I couldn't. I mean, they'd have killed me, so I just lay still and listened. Iceheart's people spoke of deliverance and resurrection, and they spoke of Shiva. That's our next primal. Nope. Okay. Did I lose my internet connection? Oh. I might be offline. No. I've got internet. Maybe the world server's down or something? Huh. Well. Alright. Well, I loaded back in. I don't know. There wasn't any troubles this time. No. No. Though we apparently are far from... I don't know, maybe we traveled too fast and that's what gave an issue? No, I think it was probably just the internet connection stuttered or something. Who knows? You've returned. What news have you for us? It seems Lady Iceheart does not scruple to sully your hands with blood. Who is this Shiva the heretics spoke of? Have you not read a single line of the Enchiridion? Shiva was a traitor to kith and kin, an apostate who lay down with dragons. Now, we cannot expect all foreigners to know Ishgardian scripture so well, particularly when it concerns the patron saints of heretics. You say she is their patron saint? Oh no, it all makes sense now. Lord Haurchefant, what was the caravan's cargo? The Diamond Forge requested a rather large quantity of crystals. Do you not see? Iceheart and her followers intend to summon Shiva, as a beast tribe would a primal. Why else would they go to such lengths to secure crystals? I'll inform the Lord Commander at once. Lord Haurchefant, would you agree that discretion is of paramount importance? Of course. I trust we can count on your continued support, Master Alphinaud. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn are sworn to combat the primal threat. Our support is a given. I'll need to send word to my brethren in Revenant's Toll. Our entire order must turn its efforts to prevention of this summoning. Naturally, that includes you, though I'm sure you would not miss this for the world. That's one thought. The persistent attacks on our caravan seemed a little more than a nuisance at first. The heretics were a problem, but a relatively minor one. That was before I discerned the purpose behind their attacks, of course. Now they have my undivided attention. After apprising Menphilia of the situation, I shall summon a unit of Crystal Braves to assist us. As for you, pray join me at Whitebrim Front. Since the incident at Snowcloak, the Knights of House Durandar have redoubled their reconnaissance efforts in the region. It's my hope they have information which may help us to determine precisely where the heretics are hiding. Given our mutual enemy, Lord Garlemald should be eager to oblige us. I'll see you there then? Good. Dum, bum, bum, bum. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn wish to join in the hunt for Iceheart. Your assistance is more than welcome, my friends. Considering the report I just received, I dare say your timing could be no better. We're all ears, Lord Garlemald. A band of pilgrims was seen transporting a large number of crates to the west. Their garb appears to match the description provided by the squire who survived the attack. Alas, our scouts lost track of them at Snowcloak, that self-same frozen wall which we speculated might conceal the heretics' hideaway. Suffice to say, the disappearance of these pilgrims and their provisions all but confirms our suspicions. I've heard enough. My knights will join the hunt. I took the liberty of summoning a unit of crystal braves to White Brim Front. Given the gravity of the situation, I trust you agree we must use every resource available to us? These are extraordinary circumstances, Commander. It would be in our best interest to coordinate our efforts. Such was my intent from the start, Sir Aymeric. And so it begins, my friend, though I dare say it will prove an all too brief collaboration. Iceheart will not elude the combined forces of the Crystal Braves and the Temple Knights for long. Nevertheless, a wise man does not wager all upon the success of a single solution. There may yet be subtler means by which we can locate the heretic's lair. Mayhap Lord Garlemald has one in mind? Yes, yes, excellent. My lady, everything's been accounted for. If there's aught else you would have us do, pray speak, and it shall be done. She must be freezing. It seems as though we're always one step behind, our quarry ever just beyond our reach. Though I would like to believe the tables are about to turn, I must confess to having certain doubts. A joint effort may succeed where others have failed, but it could yet yield the same result. Fortunately, we're not without other options. I trust you haven't forgotten Inquisitor Garlemald? We have not. The mystery of how the heretic remained undiscovered for so long has been much in our thoughts, as has the question of what steps might be taken to prevent a similar breach of security in future. Accordingly, we have conducted an exhaustive and covert evaluation of everyone in White Brim Front. Though some were found to have committed certain minor transgressions, we identified only one possible heretic. If this man has pledged himself to Iceheart's cause, he'll have taken note of the movements of the Temple Knights and Crystal Braves. Upon recognizing their intent, he may attempt to warn the heretics. The man's watch is to end soon, at which point he must report to Sir Jean Tremont in the yard. I would have you keep an eye on him. If he ventures beyond the walls, follow him discreetly. Should he meet with a heretic, do not interfere, simply watch and listen. I have seen to it the suspect knows nothing which could endanger our plans. The suspected heretic leaves to the southwest gate. Right on top of the fate. How annoying. There's the accused knight. Right there. Following him around. No, they're actually having a walk. Like, generally, NPCs can't move around outside of cutscenes. I guess they gave them some footprints too. I mean, there's always a few steps they can take and then disappear. But you're not going to see them walk from that place to the next place. And of course, there's the ones associated with the fates that they're allowed to do stuff. They're basically just mobs with different rules of which ones are which they're allowed to attack. Hey! Where in the Seven Hells are you? I'm freezing my bollocks off here. I'm here, you oaf. Why are you late? Standing on the wall, why else? I have duties to fulfill, you know. Your sole duty is to the... bloody echo. Lower your voice so they'll hear us in White Brim front. Yes, of course, the Temple Knights are... Mumble, mumble. In Snowcloak. This is what you bring to me? We already knew about... Mumble, mumble. Our comrades in Boulder Downs will use the tunnels. Dead before they know what's happening. Nevertheless... If you waste my time again, is that clear? Didn't really learn anything, except there's apparently caves. In Boulder Downs. Oh, and that they already knew about it, which might be interesting. Did your investigation bear fruit? I see. I'll have the man detained at once. His guilt is plain. Would that you could have heard their words more clearly. The few snatches you were able to make out are nonetheless enlightening. It would seem the heretics are aware of our operation and confident they can thwart it. Their comrades in Boulder Downs are the key to their plans, which means it's key to our plans that they be rooted out and put to the sword. We've long suspected that the heretics use a network of secret tunnels to traverse the highlands undetected. Given what you overheard, I fear the Snowcloak Snowcloak may be riddled with such passageways, and the heretics in Boulder Downs are planning to use them to take our forces unawares. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to happen. A contingent of House Durandar Knights are on patrol in the area. I'll order them to begin searching for the heretics at once. Knowing nothing of our enemy's numbers or readiness, I cannot say for sure that they'll be sufficient. It would put my mind at ease if you would consent to assist my knights. I know they would take courage from the presence of so storied a warrior. Pray rendezvous with them at Boulder Downs. If Halone is kind, we may catch these heretics before their plans come to fruition. Show them no mercy. The lives of our allies are at stake. I noticed our chest is getting full, so we need to clear out some room. A new recruit has arrived. I need to go deal with that at some point. I've been ignoring that entirely. At least we're getting like recruits as they come in. And a few slots for shoes. Should do it. At some point, we're gonna have to go through and like sort all of the gear we have that's probably not of use. Like I've been throwing away low-level stuff, like things in the 20s and 30s, thinking knowing we can just replace them anytime we want to. But there's probably a lot of level 50 gear we've been getting that, you know, is a lower eye level. Where am I going? Dum, bum, bum. Well, things did not go well for them, did it? I think we're having troubles again. Because I can't dismount. Yep. I don't think it's me. I think the game might be actually having trouble just, you know. But I could be wrong. Yes, connection poor? It was excellent last time I tried. Please wait and try logging in later. Alright, I'm going to restart the client. I'll be right back. And we're back in. And we can even dismount this time. Perfect. I think we might be a little laggy though. Deliver the parchment to Garlemald. Yeah, things did not go well for them. My knight sent no word of your coming. What's happened? What's that in your hand? By the Fury, those were veterans with years of service. And now they lie dead in the snow. Their bodies must be recovered and... No, we do not the men despair. Not now. Not while the Ice Heart prepares to summon an abomination. The heretics you dispatched were not of sufficient number to contend with the combined strength of the Temple Knights and the Crystal Braves. Oh, come on. This is getting damn annoying. I'm gonna try resetting my connection. Be right back. Alright, I rebooted my router. Now we have a connection. Excellent. We're waiting in the queue to get logged back in. It usually only takes a couple of moments. Yeah. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Where were we? We were in the middle of this dialogue. To make matters worse, the trader you followed managed to pass the heretics something of value after all. The parchment you recovered is a timetable of the guardsmen's watches at our outpost in Snowcloak. The trader was stationed there long before he aroused our suspicions. Would that we caught him sooner. With this information, the heretics would know when the watch was weakest. They could use their tunnels with impunity and prepare their ambush. The timetable has not changed, you see. Of course, it will be changed now, but the heretics may already be in position. House Durandar must send reinforcements, even if it means withdrawing knights from Stone Vigil. I see no other way to safeguard the lives of our allies. Time is of the essence, yea. While my knights make ready to depart, the heretics may take our allies in Snowcloak unawares. Superior training and equipment will avail them not if they're cut down ere their swords are drawn. But all is not yet lost. If you leave now, there may still be time to warn them. Make haste. Fly to Snowcloak and tell Sir Aymeric everything you've discovered. So is this going to be a dungeon? Because there's a Snowcloak dungeon, but we've been we've come here several times and not had to do this dungeon. Who are you? I remember you. You're a Crystal Brave person. There's no obvious entrance. It's just a sheet of ice. This is a welcome surprise, perhaps the only one thus far. As you can see, we've yet to uncover any hidden... You've my gratitude. Truth be told, we suspected the heretics might be plotting such an attack. Now we have confirmation. I shall place my knights on high alert. Has Commander Lavallure been informed? The Braves must be made aware. Alfie! It must be here. I'm certain of it. Why else would they go to such lengths to defend Snowcloak? It is but a pity this discovery comes when our enemy has us at such a disadvantage. Forewarned though we may be, the heretics know the terrain far better than we. I dare not think how many are watching us this very moment. Confound it. This is all wrong. Iceheart has us scrambling to save our own skins, when we should rightly be straining every sinew to find her, and stop this damnable summoning. There she is! That was close. They didn't hurt you, did they? Only my pride, Ida. There'll be others nearby. We must see they're given a similarly warm welcome. Commander Lavallure. There's been a development, sir. Together with the Temple Knights, we have secured the entrances to some half-dozen tunnels, after spotting the enemy breaking the surface. But that's not all. We think that one of them may be important. Certainly the heretics near flung themselves upon our swords to defend it. Just as I suspected. Among this warren of tunnels lies the entrance to Iceheart's lair. Summon the others. We're going in. A moment, Alphino. The tunnel in question is barely wide enough for 2 men abreast. We cannot say with any certainty where it leads, much less what's waiting for us there. Furthermore, we have no way of knowing how many heretics are still lurking here on the surface. What if they were to converge on this point after we enter the tunnel? For all we know, we could be funneling our forces into a trap. I take your point. If the tunnel is indeed as narrow as you say, greater numbers would be more of a hindrance than a help. Should we encounter difficulty, our own allies would become an obstacle to escape. A change of plans. While we rendezvous with Sir Aymeric and keep the heretics at bay, you will go wherever that tunnel leads. If you find Iceheart at the end of it, do not let her escape. You venture into the unknown, so see that you are prepared for anything. I suggest you call upon allies. Though not too many, or Papalimo will sulk. Looks like we're going in. The entrance to the tunnel, it's just over there. Had we not seen heretics break the surface, we would never have noticed it. Per Sir Aymeric's orders, we will stand guard outside. Be aware, even should you encounter significant resistance, we cannot leave our post. Alright. Well, okay, can we do this with NPCs? No. This is one of the ones where we have to do it with other players. Tragic. But it is just a regular dungeon. It's not like a hard mode of one of these. Well, let's see if we can heal it. Immediate pop. I'm glad we reset our router. She must be freezing. Good God. That outfit. Yeah, I'm not dressed for the dungeon. Don't get too far ahead, please. Oh my God. We almost lost our tank on like the first pull. Makes me very nervous. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oof. Ah, shit. Um. I gotcha. Okay. Snowball. She's awfully confident in someone who just let her die. Maybe not. I'm doing a terrible job at DPSing, but I'm a little... My tank freaked me out. What can I say? I mean, her name is Porno Hub. Or Perunu Hub, or whatever. This noise is just so loud. Last boss? I better skip, otherwise she's gonna engage right away. You need to hide behind something? No? Yes. Okay. Wow, I just got one shot. Well, they're gonna win anyway without me. Alright, so there's icicles you have to hide behind on that fight. What are they doing? Weird. Okay, well, let's just finish it up then, I guess.
The tales do not do you justice, warrior of light.
That was not my best performance there.
Yes, I know who you are, and you know who I am. I was given the name Izel, but I earned the name Iceheart. This endless cycle of hatred, of bloodshed, of sorrow. You would see it continue, O noble warrior of light. I would not. I will not. I will bring an end to this war between dragon and man, no matter the cost. In time, you will come to understand that what we do for the greater good. For Eorzea, for Hydaelyn.
Did I get any gear from that? Looks like I did. Or maybe that was gear we just put in last time. Oh well. Took longer than I expected. What news, yeah? So Iceheart is but a pseudonym. Not that it matters. That she managed to escape is regrettable, but from your description of that beast, you did well to come as close as you did. In any case, now that you've cleared a path, the Temple Knights can begin to survey the tunnels in earnest. Mayhap they'll even find a route past the ice wall. Wouldn't that do wonders for their fight against the heretics? The Crystal Braves would certainly share the credit for it too. Well be praised. Yea, we may yet turn the situation to our advantage. Assuming we stop Iceheart before she summons Shiva, of course. Needless to say, our fellow Scions have not been idle. Minfilia and Oyanje have been busy perusing the archives of House Forton, gathering what information they can on Shiva. Which reminds me, if you were intending to trudge back to Camp Dragonhead to report, don't. The antecedent should be here any minute. I can only assume some people enjoy subjecting themselves to this cold. Hey, she actually is appropriately dressed. I thought she'd just walk up in that little strip of cloth she wears. Antecedent, you come to us straight from the archives of House Forton. I trust your time there proved useful. Would that it had. Oriange and I scoured countless texts, but what we found was of questionable veracity. Accounts of Shiva's life and deeds are sparse and contradictory, only agreeing upon one point. She lay down with a dragon, the gravest of all sins according to the Ishgardian faith. Yet in the eyes of Iceheart's followers, this was a holy act, the blessed union of man and dragon. How such a thing could even be possible is quite another question. Suffice to say, I very much doubt we'll find a useful answer in the archives of House Forton. Much knowledge has been lost over the centuries, though in this case one wonders if it's by circumstance or design. You said Iceheart took a moment to plead her case prior to escaping, did you not? Viewed without prejudice, most would agree bringing an end to the endless war serves the greater good. I think Sir Aymeric might take issues with her methods. I do not care if a few stragglers manage to escape. Until the sappers confirm a tunnel is safe, the men are not to search it. Yes, Lord Commander. You pursue your foes with less zeal than I'd expected, Sir Aymeric. Lest you misunderstand, I do not deny our enemy has given us good reason to be prudent. I merely meant, you being a man of faith, I'd expected a certain single-mindedness. After all, was it not by the will of Halone that your ancestors came to this land? Why they took up arms against the Dravanians? What would they have done in your position, I wonder? There are those who believe that faith is a renunciation of free will, that unquestioning devotion is required of all who would live a life of service to the Fury. Such righteous fervor may well serve a knight on the front line, less so a leader of men. We are all at liberty to interpret the scriptures as we will. I choose to believe the Fury would value the lives of her followers over the deaths of her enemies. I would not presume to speak for the Knights of Eld. It was a different time, a different era, and Scripture tells us only so much. Would that it told us more. The man is awfully pragmatic for a servant of the Holy See. A welcome trait at the negotiating table, to be sure. Less so when one's enemies are making ready to harness the power of a god. Mayhap he does not truly believe that Iceheart's plan can succeed. Truth be told, I too remain somewhat skeptical. Shiva was real, a living, breathing woman, that there can be no doubt. In this respect she differs from every other figure to have been summoned, each of whom was worshipped as a god. The sole exception being good King Mogulmog XII, the myth made manifest in response to the fervent supplications of the Mogul's Guard. Saint Shiva may differ, but what of the heretics? They're a tribe of outcasts at war with a mighty nation who yearn for the resurrection of one who embodies their beliefs. If that's not placing one's faith in a higher power, then what is? Crystals and conviction, Renfilia, they have them both in abundance. Can that truly be all that's required? My survey team has concluded a preliminary analysis of the aetheryte Iceheart used to escape. They believe she teleported to another aetheryte, somewhere not far to the west. Despite the apparent proximity of this second aetheryte, they have been wholly unable to detect its presence. Unless Iceheart has some means to mask its signal, I can only presume she had it destroyed to prevent us from following her. Without the means to teleport as she did, we have no choice but to search for an alternate route. Most likely a tunnel, assuming one exists. Let's not give up on teleportation just yet. One of our colleagues in Charlayan might be able to assist us. I pray you're right. I dare not think how long it will take us to survey the entire tunnel system. While Menphilia looks into the aetheryte problem, I would like to request your assistance with another matter. The third unit is currently tracking the remnants of the heretic force which attacked us. The search goes poorly, despite our numbers. Kurthus is vast. Iceheart's followers know this terrain better than we. Your knowledge of the region may serve to hasten the process. The sooner we capture Iceheart's followers, the sooner we can press them for their leader's whereabouts. Though it's admittedly a selfish request, I feel my braves would benefit immensely from working alongside you. While we have our share of veterans, we also have more than a few less experienced recruits, many of whom look up to you, in case you were not aware. Good. I knew you'd understand. Yu Hase can apprise you of the details. When the task is complete, come and find me at the observatorium. Captain Ilberd and I are meeting there to discuss the latest developments. The Temple Knights shall hold Snowcloak in our absence. Let's leave them to their work. Ours is more pressing. What you need, good man? There you are, yea. Commander Levailleur instructed me to wait for you. Your assistance is most welcome. Most of the Third hail from Wodan, and for a man accustomed to the feel of sand beneath his boots, the crunch of snow can be rather disconcerting. To the matter at hand, nary a moment ago, I received word the heretics we seek have been spotted making for Denevin Pass. My braves are already in pursuit, and I'd be grateful if you join them. I myself will take part in the hunt. Never let be said I do not earn my coin. We're almost level 51. Hello? Dolls balls, my ankle's on fire. Caught my boot on a rock or something and twisted as it fell. The others went on ahead through Denevin Pass. Hurry and you might catch up. If you aren't sure where to look for tracks. The snow is fresh, they shouldn't be hard to find. Denevin Pass, this way. Right where we fought the last group of them. The tracks lead southeast. Scion, what are you doing here? The heretics? I'm not sure. There was a great scaled beast and... Yuyahase? I think he went east on his own. The heretics split up, so we did too. Where's my chocobo? Ah, stop paralyzing me. How embarrassing. I was so intent on following the heretics' tracks, I almost failed to notice they doubled back. Almost, mind you. One tried to sneak up behind me and got a knife in the gut for his troubles. I thought myself alone, so I started searching the dead man's knapsack for anything of interest. And lo and behold, before his friends found me, I came upon this. Withdraw in groups of 3 or less to the observatorium. Give the signal and wait. The merchant will be watching. Be late and be left for dead. Speaks for itself, does it not? They can't possibly mean to rendezvous inside the place. So we should restrict our search to the surrounding areas. Let me rephrase that. You should restrict your search to the wilderness around the observatorium. I'll need a moment's rest to recover from these wounds. Just as long as the snowmen don't speak to us. I am through with listening to your excuses. We leave now. How? The woods are crawling with those bluecoats. Knights are searching every wagon that passes through the gate. Well, stay with her then if you think you'll fare any better. Now, there's no need for that. There are places like this in my homeland. Sacred snow-capped peaks where blood must not be shed. Yet your lands ever thirst for the blood of the fallen, and by your deeds it's drunk deep. No, I've done no wrong. None but meet in secret with heretics. Deny it all you will. We shall have the truth from you yet. Inquisitors are not the only ones skilled in the art of interrogation. Damn it all. Fancy meeting you here, yea? I presume your work with the third brought you hither. What a tangled web. Lest you wonder, we came not for the heretics, but for the merchant. We've been conspiring with them. He came to our attention during the course of our investigation into the Ivy. A beggar's belief, I know, but it seems our favorite Garlean spy may have been providing assistance to Iceheart. Were it not for the efforts of Lady Ugiri and her shinobi, we might never have discovered this connection. Master Alphinaud is too kind. I fear my people and I have done little to aid your search for this spy. We long to strike back against the Empire and weaken their influence in this land, to prevent the tragedy which befell Doma from reoccurring. The days ahead and the work they promise will require a very particular set of skills which I am fortunate enough to possess. If you allow it, I would accompany you until the investigation is complete. That's most generous, Lady Ugiri, one which I will gladly accept. Thank you. Though I may disappear for a time, know I shall never be far, and shall always be watching. A comforting thought. Come, ye, let's wait inside for Captain Ilbert to return and deliver his report. Captain Ilbert seemed confident the merchant's resolve would swiftly crumble when pressed. If so, we should have new information ere long. As to whether it will bring us any closer to learning the Ivy's identity, I would rather not say. Given our adversary's cunning, I shall consider us fortunate if we're spared another wild dodo chase. The gods know we have more than enough to occupy our time as it is. Captain Ilbert, your report, if you will. Aye, Commander. Firstly, with regard to the heretic we captured, I regret to say the man could tell us naught that we did not already know of Shiva. We've since handed him over to the Ishgardian authorities. Henceforth, the Holy See will pursue the matter independently. Our inquiries concerning the Ivy have proven more fruitful. We've ascertained the channel by which the heretics acquired their information on the shipment routes. Go on. You'll recall the flame we first identified as being in the Ivy's employ. From him we were able to trace a trail of conspirators, each taking us closer to his master. Alas, the trail came to an abrupt end. Fearing the investigation had been compromised, we took the necessary step of detaining all suspected of conspiracy. There were 5 on our list, including a flame stationed at Revenant's Toll. The man's primary duty was to keep an inventory of donations from abroad, the particulars of which he would share with benefactors, thereby ensuring that needs did not go unfulfilled. By virtue of his role, he was privy to the details of all shipments bound for the settlement. Needless to say, that included those originating from House Fortune. He knew the precise route the caravan would take, and he sold that information to a merchant. I think I can guess which one. None other. With little encouragement, he soon confessed to knowingly aiding and abetting the heretics. Well, that's one mystery solved at least, but what of the Ivy? Are we any closer to prizing off his mask? I dare say we are, Commander. Our relentless pursuit has forced him to commit a grave error. In a desperate bid to cover his tracks, the Ivy resorted to exercising certain administrative powers available only to high-ranking members of the Immortal Flames. If you consider then that our investigation is known to barely a handful of them, the field of suspects is greatly narrowed. You mean to say the agent is among Raban's inner circle? Someone who's been with him since the Immortal Flames establishment? This is the most plausible explanation. The infiltration likely occurred during the company's founding, with the groundwork for the act being laid beforehand. To slip into a position of authority unremarked, and remain above suspicion all these years. I too was surprised, though I really should not have been. Of the three grand companies, Uldaz was ever the most vulnerable to infiltration. Both Limsa Liminza and Gridania had long-standing armed forces that lent themselves well to the formation of the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder. To all intents and purposes, it was the same people, loyal ones, mind, under the same leadership, only the banner was different. Not so with the Flames. Uldaz's military was made up of disparate orders, most of which were glorified mercenary companies that answered only to their own paymasters. Hardly an ideal environment in which to establish something as high-minded as a grand company. The difficulties Raban faced when founding the Immortal Flames are well known. Even after he convinced his fellow syndicate members to share the cost, there remained the matter of finding enough bodies to fill the ranks. Indeed, and given the pressing nature of the Imperial threat, that meant recruiting every passing sellsword. Amidst the chaos of its founding, it would have been child's play to infiltrate the company. A good deal easier than now. The Immortal Flames have ever been caught between conflicting interests, the public and the private. Though the monetarists ultimately agreed to support the organization's founding, it was not out of charity they did so, but simple self-preservation. Had Nael Van Darnas's ambitions been less apocalyptic, you may be sure they would never have risked supplying Raban with an army. 'Tis but a wonder they did not attempt to extinguish the flames the moment the danger had passed. Returning to the present, even as we speak, our Doman allies are shadowing several high-ranking flames, any one of whom could be the Ivy. Desiring to deal a blow against the Empire, the refugees were eager to lend us their aid. I expect to hear from them ere long. Very good. Continue your investigation with the first. Meanwhile, have the second attend to the unrest. The third can join the fourth in inspecting crystal shipments. If they notice anything unusual, I want to know about it. If Shiva is summoned in like manner to other primals, the heretics will be looking for further supplies. Understood, Commander. I shall send word to Sir Aymeric informing him of our success in identifying the heretics' abettors. Hopefully the information will be of some use to the Ishgardians. It's time, Commander. Yes, I'm aware. An emergency council of the Alliance leadership has been called. There have been developments in Garlemald, it would seem. As commander of the Crystal Braves, my presence has been requested. I would have you accompany me. As the realm's stoutest champion, 'tis only meet you be present for the discussion. The antecedent has already given her consent, lest you worry. Like me, you're doubtless eager to conclude our business with Iceheart, but until another path to her sanctum is found, she'll remain beyond reach. Minfilia and the Archons are sparing no effort to secure an alternate route. Until they succeed, I suggest we give some thought to the realm's other problems. I shall go on ahead to Gridania, in readiness for the coming council. Meet me at Nafika's altar, and we'll make our way to the Lotus Stand together. Okay. My thanks for coming, Anne. When you're ready, speak with the conjurer yonder to show us to the lotus stand. Not you.
Change has come to the Garlean Empire, and we must discuss the implications.
The rumors are true, then? The War of Succession is ended?
It is. A new emperor reigns in Garlemald.
Who?
The birth and all too rapid expansion of the Garlean Empire is commonly attributed to the strategic brilliance of Solus Zosgalvis, yet he did not rule alone. Several members of the royal household also distinguished themselves during his reign. Nevertheless, it was the eldest son who stood to inherit the throne, until his most untimely passing.
I thought us fortunate when I learned that the Emperor had died without naming a successor.
Would that the Garlean Empire had died with him.
"'Twas the grandson and his uncle who had the strongest claims, was it not?
Indeed, yet claims count for little without the power to assert them. High Legatus Varus Ye Galvus is a respected military leader, not so his uncle.
So young Varus has torn the crown from his uncle's grasp and taken his place at the head of the Empire.
Given the troubled nature of his succession, the new emperor will require time to seal his grip on power. Yet have no doubt but that he shall, for there are none left with strength enough to oppose him.
Since the success of Operation Archon, the remnants of the 14th Legion and the forces occupying Alamigo have done naught but fortify their positions. But you can be sure they'll be ready to march on us again, if their Emperor gives the word.
When, not if. They say this Varus was so set upon Eorzean annexation that he spoke out against the Meteor Project.
Plainly, the new emperor's intentions are of great concern to us all. I propose that we set aside the Cartano dispute for the present, and discuss what measures the Alliance might take to prepare for a resumption of hostilities with Garlemald. Moreover, I move that we re-examine the question of how our former allies in Ishgard might be persuaded to retake their place at our side. Could Eorzea but stand as one, 'twould deal a grave blow to our enemies' ambitions.
Well, I suppose we should be grateful that they have finally acknowledged the inevitability of Imperial attack. Who knows? They may even do something about it. If only the leaders of Ishgard would follow their example and stop hiding behind their gates, praying for the coming storm to pass them by. But that is a discussion for another time. At present, I am more concerned by the fact that the Alliance's mooted preparations will be made known to the Garleans many moons before their coming. So long as the ivy eludes our grasp, no secret is safe.
Alright. It will not have escaped your notice that the nations of Eorzea are no nearer to being of one purpose, despite their protestations to the contrary. Plainly, the threat of a resurgent Garlemald is not enough to stir them. The reason for this? Deep-rooted mistrust amongst the citizenry. The nation's leaders can come to all the understandings they like. Their unity means little unless to the common folk. Take the Leminzans, for instance. Though Admiral Melvib outlawed piracy over a decade ago, foreigners still picture the nation as a haven for grog-swilling, wooden-legged cutthroats. And likewise, the Gridanians are mocked as hermits who talk to trees, and the Uldan scorned as swindlers who worship coin. Not that such sentiments are entirely without grounds, of course. Take that pillar of Uldan society, Teleji Adeleji, for example. But that's beside the point. The fact is that people are wary of outsiders, whether they have cause to be or not. On that basis, one could argue the conflict at Cartano is a necessary evil. Each nation has its own warmongering faction that advocates the acquisition of Omega. In order to placate them, we present them something resembling warfare, and thereby curb their appetite for full-scale conflict. But enough idle musing. Let's speak of a more pressing matter, the Ivy. Since we spoke at the Observatorium, Captain Ilbert has further shortened his list of suspects. By happy coincidence, the one he deems most likely is lately come to Gridania. The hunt nears its end, yea. All that remains is to corner our quarry. Seek out Ilbert near the Adder's Nest. He'll give you the particulars. Should there be any developments in Kurthis, you may be sure I will send word without delay. In the meantime, I wish you success in apprehending the Ivy. What's this? So I'm not going to do that now. I know one's Odin, one's the other one. We'll get all these unlocks eventually, but I don't want to start anything new right now. My thanks for coming, Scion. Doubtless the commander has informed you, but we have unmasked the Ivy. From this point on, we must proceed with extreme caution. Listen well. The spy we've been seeking all this time is none other than Flame Marshal Aline Royale, Raban's second in command. Prior to joining the Immortal Flame, she was a mercenary of no small renown. They say her skill with a polearm has to be seen to be believed. Of Ishgardian birth, she is the highest-ranked foreigner in the Immortal Flames, barring the Flame General himself, of course. When he formed the Grand Company, Raban chose people based on their worth. Whence they hailed was of no interest. The Monetarists saw things differently, however. Having funded the enterprise, they reserved the right to reject candidates nominated for high-ranking positions. It was no secret they did not favor foreigners, Ishgardians especially after the way the Holy See forsook the Alliance. Yet the Monetarists did not so much as raise a murmur of protest when Royale was appointed to her post. Passing strange, is it not? Could it be that Ivy has some hold over the Monetarists? But these revelations are secondary to our current mission. Of foremost interest to us is Royale's presence here now. As you may be aware, it's the duty of the Flame Marshal to command the Immortal Flames, in the absence of the Flame General. While Raban attended the Council of Alliance Leaders, she should have remained in the Hall of Flames. The woman has no business being in Gridania, yet here she is nonetheless, on some pretense. She's up to something, mark my words. Even as we speak, I have a dozen men trawling the Flames' records for evidence of Royale's guilt. But if we can catch her red-handed, we shall have all the proof we need. Which brings me to the plan. I have people watching the gates, the airship landing and the docks, every point of egress. She cannot leave without our knowledge. All that remains is to shadow her until she betrays her true purpose. Can I rely upon your eyes, Scion? You have my thanks. Let's go then, and take care not to alert our quarry. Royale is headed in the direction of the Blue Badger Gate. With me, Scion. So Royale has entered the Carline Canopy, meeting someone perchance, or could she mean to board an airship? Pray look for her within. If not on the upper floor, try the landing area below. One of mine is stationed there, and she may have seen something. Ephemi is her name. I'll remain here in case she reappears. Invisible walls! Yea, tell Ren, such an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here? A social visit, you say? How pleasant. No, she didn't come this way. I've noted every passenger, and none bore any resemblance. Don't let me keep you. Nowhere to be seen. And you're sure she did not board an airship? She didn't come back out either. Where could she have gone? The Roost! How could I forget? Greetings, good sir. May I interest you in some Montoy tonic? A cup a day imbues a man with great vigor, if you take my meaning. Perhaps another time, friend. That necklace. You're a shinobi of Doma. The woman you seek has left Gridania by way of the West Shore Pier. She was attired as a merchant, but these eyes are not so easily deceived. You may wish to take your search to the East Shroud. Rest assured, we shall continue to support you from the shadows. Thank the 12 for the Domans. Were it not for their unique talents, Royale would have disappeared without a trace. Ooh. Well, this is a fancy looking robe. I don't like it as much as our previous one, but hey. It is what it is. Our hunt leads us to the East Shroud. I suggest we follow Royale's example and take the ferry. You will doubtless wish to make certain preparations. Teach them while I go on ahead. I do actually. Let's run by the retainers. My inventory is getting quite full. I want to just drop a whole bunch into them. Oops, not that one. Alright. And our chocobo. That was not what I meant to do. Ah. Just be easy, game. There. Plenty of inventory. This way, my friends. Your quarry makes for the Hawthorn Hut. If Royale is truly the one we seek, we can expect she means to make contact with her guardian masters there. An explanation's in order. You're no doubt aware that the Guardians have their own method of communicating over great distances. Our ingenious friends at Garland Ironworks have provided us with devices which disrupt those communications, and we've installed them around the city-states. In so doing, we made it difficult for Imperial agents to correspond with their masters. Rael would thus have no choice but to rendezvous with her Imperial contact directly. As a well-known face in the Immortal Flames, she cannot move about their land without being recognized. It would only be a matter of time before someone saw through her disguise. 'Tis for this reason that she's chosen the Shroud for her clandestine meeting. The Elazin are a common sight here. Her comings and goings are not like to turn any heads. As my scouts tell it, the Guardians have sent agents with a mind to destroy the devices and render such direct contact unnecessary. Fortunately, our shinobi have thus far been successful in rebuffing their efforts. This is it. We need only make for Hawthorn's hut and catch Royale in the act. My people report our quarry has departed for the Bramble Patch. The ivy returns to the gnarls whence she came, or perhaps it's all for the better. To convict someone of her standing will require damning evidence against her. What could be better than to catch her in the act when she meets with her guardian masters? My countrymen and I shall lie in wait in the shadows. Tread warily, my friends. Just beyond, Royale is in conversation with an individual clad in the manner of an adventurer, an Imperial intermediary, no doubt. This is it. With me! Flame Marshal Aline Royale, you're under arrest for treason and espionage. You are followed, you bloody fool. Damnation. You are unarmed, my lady, and scarcely garbed for battle, but if you wish to fight, you are welcome to try. What is the meaning of this, Captain? Would you arrest me for strolling in the Twelves Wood? When last I looked, that was no crime, and neither was conversing with passing strangers. You'd feign ignorance, then? Very well. If you do think of something to say, there'll be plenty of time to say it later. Come quietly, or I shall make you wish you had. Now offer no struggle. After all, I have naught to hide. Even a warrior of Royale's renown could not have hoped to escape by force. Despite her claims, her surrender does not bespeak innocence, but an awareness that her position is untenable. With the ivy thus uprooted, it is to be hoped the tendrils she entwined around the immortal flames will gradually wither and die. Mayhap then the people of Ul'dah will have the grand company they deserve. But let's speak of the present. If I may ask, what will you do now, ye? So the Scions seek a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Then I dare say you're eager to return to the Rising Stones. Do not let me keep you. Fear not. My countrymen and I shall tend to the aftermath. You need not waste your talents here. And speaking of talents, have you considered training in the art of the shinobi? You have the aptitude for it, I believe. Give it some thought. Till next time, my friend. Back to Minfilia. Aha! Our people are back. Like last time, we couldn't see Ishtola or Papalimo or Thancred or anybody. They were all out. Now apparently they came back. And Ida is having a contest with Hori Boulder to see who can do the most squats. That's adorable. Tataru is juggling. Welcome back, Ye. I understand Alphanode has a task for you, or had a task for you. May I ask what it was? Charges of treason and espionage against Aline Royale. I can scarce believe it. Could there not have been some manner of misunderstanding? No, it avails us not to dwell on it. Whatever the truth may be, we must trust to the authorities to uncover it. Let's speak of another matter. I'm pleased to report we've made progress in our efforts to find a way into Iceheart's sanctum. Alright, I think I'm actually going to stop here. We kind of cleared up one quest line. It seems like we're going to be going towards Shiva next. Before we dive into that bit there, I think I'll break, and we'll continue this tomorrow. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Until next time.